Hey, looks like we got one visitor. Thanks for the like. Guess we'll wait a little while and see who else shows up. I'm actually at a job site. As you might know, I do a lot of construction work, but I figured I'd try out doing a live stream while I'm waiting and see if I can get a little bit more content put out this way. So this is something that you guys like seeing. Hey, how you doing? Then yeah, leave a bunch of likes. Hopefully we get a lot more attention. And hey, what's up, Jane Marco? I don't know how you guys like live streams, but yeah, if this is something that you guys enjoy, then I might do a little bit more of these. Not all that accustomed to doing the live streams, but there's a few things I wanted to be able to talk about, and I've been obviously keeping really busy with my other empire building activities. But down here in Edmonton, the weather's a little bit nicer. It's been awfully cold, and we've just been waiting for things to get a little bit easier on us. And today the temperature's above zero. There's a handrail, well, at least not at the end. All things are good, actually. That's one of the things I wanted to talk about. Obviously, the mining stocks market's about to close. Things haven't been... The new truck, still down there. But yeah, there's going to be some more information I wanted to talk about. I just haven't had a whole lot of time to be doing the usual setting, research and videos, editing, but this might allow us to get a little bit more content out for everybody. But the main thing I wanted to talk about here was what's going on with the mining stocks. Despite the fact that we've seen a few consecutive days in a row with Bitcoin going up, especially Riot and Mara, but even some of the other mining stocks have just been underperforming. Every chance they get, they sell off. On the slightest downward motion of Bitcoin, they sell off hard. And every time Bitcoin goes back up, they lag. Let's face it, we know that Bitcoin mining stocks, when Bitcoin drops 3 or 4%, we can easily see double-digit losses. We've seen that recently. But Bitcoin goes up 3% and nothing much happens. So I've been thinking about this a lot lately. I've talked about this before. We have a major, the annual yearly contracts for the options market in these mining stocks. They expire this coming January 21st. That's next Friday. These are contracts that have been in place for a very, very long time, and many of them will probably sold near the all-time highs in these stocks. And I'm going to be doing another video on this specifically, but there's something that we refer to as maximum pain for the strike price of these options contracts. And there are websites. I'll share one in another video where we'll actually review this in further detail. But those mining stocks, and in particular in the case of Marathon, for example, those websites will show you that the maximum pain for Marathon to close at, for Friday closing price, is $30 currently. And miraculously, we see currently Marathon's price dropping slowly but surely back down to $30. Now, having said that, that doesn't mean that's exactly the price that's going to get to, but it does mean, like I spoke before, the incentives in these markets is to keep the prices as close to those levels as possible, because the market makers, who are the majority of the people selling these covered calls, make the most amount of money when the stocks close at those prices. I did a check to see the maximum pain price for Marathon on Friday next week is $34. So let's see what happens when next Friday rolls along. how close the prices actually finish in terms of that. But what we see right now is Bitcoin it's in a clear uptrend ever since the day before yesterday, when we flushed out down to just below $40,000. What I think we're going to find is Bitcoin maintains this uptrend, possibly some sideways action. I think we actually will get a little bit of a pump here, but it's not going to last. There'll be another drawdown, some more panic, but ultimately I do think that we have bottomed here. Obviously, nobody knows for sure, but the bottom line here is I do still think, I'm of the opinion that 2022 is going to be a big, important banner year for Bitcoin, and the mining stocks are going to benefit from that. But it's also going to be a volatile and unpredictable year in terms of, well, no different than last year in that regard. But with everything that is going on with the Federal Reserve and the governments and inflation, all these other macro forces that are acting in this market, it's going to mess with those incentives even more, making it even harder to predict exactly what's going to happen next. But the long-term narrative, I still believe in the narrative and the use case of Bitcoin being a store of value and a hedge against inflation, especially when you consider how we got in this mess in the first place. Bitcoin hasn't really had its opportunity to prove that, but at the same time, we can't deny that it is following the NASDAQ and the broader markets. So if those sell off, inevitably so will Bitcoin, and the mining stocks will follow along with it. Nobody knows exactly what's going to happen next, so it's understandable to be feeling so uneasy. Time will tell, but as it stands right now, I don't see any reason to start to panic just yet. I'm looking at the clear buying volumes that came in on that last dip. And so far, over the last few days, we've seen that clear uptrend. Even the mining stocks are still following that uptrend. We would expect them to sort of outperform Bitcoin, considering it did that to the downside. And so far, we haven't seen that yet. I do think so long as we can... looks like we're back there. I do think so long as we can maintain this beyond next Friday, when those options expire. Looks like we're back. Lost you guys there for a second. So just a final thought there is I do think that once we get past these annual contracts expiring next Friday, there's a chance that we could start to see a big move up in the mining stocks. How long we can sustain that obviously depends on Bitcoin. But I'm certainly not expecting any more massive moves downward. The reality is all the fear that they were able to squeeze out of all this, it could be some apps on the iPhone, but all the fear that they've been able to extract induce into the markets. I think that they've pretty much run that as far as they can, and even the NASDAQ and the other broader markets are also showing a pretty clear sign of reversal. So let's see how things play out over the next little while. I am going to get back and do some more videos in the garage. There's plenty of other content and supporting material I wanted to be able to share with you all, but I thought this might be a way to get a little bit more information out quickly, and maybe able to do a few videos like this a week, or a couple like this a week, just to connect a little bit more frequently, and I can even share with you guys what I'm doing with my own time. Like I said, as always, focus on building your empire. That's what I'm doing. It's a little bit easier to cope with these things when you're a little more distracted with other activities. yeah, just let it sit in there, let it do its job. So that's the whole reason why we're in all this stuff, is be a part of what the future that's being that's really coming to light here. And we're gonna see some interesting things in this coming year. I have no doubt about it, but it's not really the time to be afraid. So that's all for this one. Now let's get back to empire building. Bye.